Greetings and various assorted salutations. The purpose of today's tutorial is to get the student roster email addresses. As you may or may not know, all students have a @k12.sd.us email account that is already configured to their user profile, and it is the thing that it's why they're able to access things like Microsoft Word and whatnot. Now, the reason I'm teaching you this tutorial is if you are one of those teachers who has never collected email addresses before, obviously, given the short notice of what's happened over literally a day on Friday, you probably do not have email addresses for all of your students. However, while you may not have the email addresses they like to use, they do have a school email account that you can use for various purposes, such as setting up Google Classroom or communicating with students in a standard format. What I would advise doing if you're going to do this is you post that to request students to check their school email in Planbook, and then instructions for that. And I will include instructions if in the comments comments below, I think, or something, on what to do. But what we're going to look at right here is setting up how do you get the email addresses for every student in all of your classes. And the way to do that is in Skyward. Essentially what you're doing is you're pulling a report. Like it's like pulling grade reports, contact reports. Essentially what we're doing is we're going in and pulling one of these, creating a report. Now, Skyward is not immediately configured to do this automatically. It has a lot of different profile data that you can pull, but the thing that you're going to want is class information, class roster. Now, as you can see right here, I've created some of my own profiles. You probably have 900, 910, and 920. These are fairly standard ones for getting information. However, I'm going to show you how to make a new template called Email Pull. Just to show you what it looks like, we'll look at what it looks like in here. So essentially what this does is whatever the current term is, it will pull the first, middle, and last name of the student, their student ID, and then it will give you their school access information, and most importantly for our purposes, it gives you an email. You can set it up to do a lot of other things, but these are the very basics. This is the most important feature. Everything else, not as important, at least for our purposes. But in case you're curious, these are the other things that you can pull and generate into a report that you can print off and hold in your hand or put into a Excel spreadsheet. Anyways, let's go back and talk about how you set that up. So, first off, what you will do is you will click Add New Template. You will name the template whatever you need it to be. So, teaching them to save. Now, this is what you need to do. Basically, you are copying the information I just showed you. So you can have it display however you want it, last name, first name, etc. Student ID, that's the only one that's really relevant, or you can just have it say nothing. It doesn't really matter. If you want to sort it by first name or last name, you can do it that way. And then you can check what information you want pulled. The template I had student access login password, and then it had email, because those are the two that I would be using for ease of use. But once you've done that, so recheck those boxes, you can see they're checked. I can now click Save. And then to run that report, I would click on the one I want to run, and then I would click Export to Excel. The reason for this is if you hit print, it will create a PDF, which is great for printing off, but Excel is far more useful. I'll show you in another tutorial if you're trying to set up Google Classroom on the fly. But if you are trying to put together a list of students, you can copy and paste the entire Excel spreadsheet email list and paste it into Google Classroom and practically instantly upload all of their students simultaneously. We'll talk about Google Classroom and that feature in a bit, but the main idea behind this program is to allow you to quickly and easily pull up all the emails you want. And once you save this template, you never need to build it again. You can just go to Class Roster Reports, and it's in here. So you can see that I've got this one, and I've got some other templates that I've designed over the years. I'll be honest, though, the email one is my favorite. It makes setting things up very quickly. Now, one of the things that when it makes the spreadsheet, now I can't open the spreadsheet for you because that has a lot of classified data on it, obviously. But when you export to Excel, the way that it was, so let's go back, you'll see that it's going to pull reports for every single class. If you were to click on the individual grade book, you could pull the rosters for individual classes. But what it does is sort them out. Now, one other comment, when you're opening Excel, it'll talk about incompatibility in old versions. Ignore all that, click OK or click Yes to get through all those. Essentially, Skyward is very old, and it uses a prior version of Excel. It is completely compatible with our current version of Excel, but our computer and the new Excel always complains about it. In any case, I hoped that this little tutorial will help you be able to pull up emails. A lot of students will not like using their student emails. Some students will tell you that they have Gmail accounts. I know that in prior semesters, especially in the freshman house, the social studies department often helps a number of students set up Gmail accounts for use in Google Classroom. Due to a restructure in school permissions and security done by the district and the state of South Dakota, your @K12 account is also an access point for Google materials as well. And that includes you, the teachers, and students. And so moving forward, especially with increased technology, students will be probably using their @K12.sd.us account for Google and Microsoft, and potentially Canvas as well. But in any case, the idea behind this little tutorial is you may not have had a chance to collect student contact information. The school system generates their own contact information. Now, in a attached form, I will show you how to teach students how to log into the system. There will still be some difficulties, but that is expected. But a lot of students, if they can log into a school computer, they can log into their email, their school email. They just may not have ever done it or realized they can do it. Anyways, hope this helps, and until later.